Yo, what is up guys? It is me, the Cuban Bear. Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be learning how to reassemble an 11 by 11. There are very little odds that somebody is going to there is a very small chance that somebody is actually going to search up this video and learn how to solve or reassemble an 11 by 11, but I put it up in here just in case somebody actually did, or if you're magnetizing your 11 by 11. Video coming soon. And that I'm going to give you guys starting off with the first couple of items that you're going to need to do this assembly process. So the first thing you're going to need is some duct tape or some sort of tape, something to stick the pieces together, because we're going to be sticking them together just because it's more better that way and allows us to move other pieces without damaging items in the beginning. Second of all, you're going to need a very small screwdriver, something light, something that's very skinny and very pointy, just so you can move pieces together. My fingers are not the skinniest in the world, so I use that, and if you're kind of like me, then you can use that too to help you adjust pieces. But other than that, that's pretty much all you really need. All you need is that. Oh, I forgot. The most important thing is patience. The most important thing that you guys are going to need is patience. I'm telling you right now, you need to be patient, because this will kill your soul. No, I'm just kidding. It won't kill your soul. I'm just kidding about that last part, but this is a very tedious and very long process. It took me more than a day to reassemble it. It took me 7 days to reassemble the 11 by 11, but that was because I was filming. So maybe if I had done it like all in one go, I probably would have finished in one day. So don't be discouraged by that. But with that being said, I'm going to carry on over to the first step, which is going to be putting together the white side first. So let's go ahead and get started, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you at the end. So the first thing you guys want to do in the disassembly process is you want to separate all the white pieces to have them all steadily right here, perfectly right here. We have all the white pieces here. Now here are the main pieces that you're going to be focusing on for the first part of the process. First up we got is this edge right here. Now this edge right here looks like this, and this is the edge that you guys want to be focusing on because it's going to be an essential part when we combine this with another edge later on. So this is going to be what the edge is going to be looking like that. If you look at it from the side, here it is from behind, and this is the first edge that you want to be focusing on. The second edge piece we have is this piece right here. So you can see it looks pretty nice, and here it is from the side view right there. You guys can see that it's kind of it has a little bit of an indent right there compared to the first edge, and this part is actually going to be connected to the other one. And what you want to do is you want to find all four of these. There's four of them here. You want to grab this edge and this edge together, and you're going to pair them up like this, just like that. That is going to be your first pair right there, and this is how you want to have them aligned together. You want to have them aligned like that. You can see that they're aligned like that. That's the first part. You want to align that. They don't have to be stuck together. You don't have to glue them. You don't have to make. They can fall off. You just want to make sure that these are. You just want to make sure that these are a pair, and find all four of them, and find the four pairs. Find the four pairs, pair them together, put them to the side. Now let's work on to the next four pairs that we're going to make. The next piece that we're going to be looking for is this sort of white edge piece right here. You guys can see that this piece is kind of, it looks like this, like that. It's kind of an indent. It has kind of a V shape like that. Here from the top, here's how it looks like. It looks kind of like that from the top. That's how it would look like if you were trying to match it up, and that's a piece that you're going to be looking for when you're trying to put that together. The Next piece we're going to be looking for is this piece. It looks similar to the V-shaped one, except it kind of has a little indent like that, a little slouch indent, and it looks very similar to the other piece. Still has that sort of shape, except it doesn't have that shell covering it. It's just one slanted piece, and yeah, that is what it looks like. So you want to grab the piece that I previously mentioned, and you want to put them together as such like that, having the V-shaped one in front and the arching one in the back. That way they connect together nice and properly, and they look like this from the top. This is how they look from the side. The bottom, I guess, if you guys want to see that that bottom action. There it is right there. This is how you want to pair it up. Now you want to have 4 pairs of these. Once you have 4 pairs, you want to, oh shoot. Alright guys, so you might have thought that we're done, but we're actually not. We're actually gonna go sort through our pile here, and you want to find this piece next. You want to be looking for these pieces. They're the edge pieces. They look kind of like this. They have a little indent in the bottom. Now they're not going to be like this one, because this one actually has an indent on the side and the inside like that. The other one has this one, the one that you're looking for, has a much bigger square than the other one. As you can see, this one is a little bit smaller than this one. This is the one that you want to be looking for. This is the one that you want, this one right here, not this one. So first find this one, and then look for these ones, because we're going to actually pair them off like that, and they're going to pair off like that. When we start assembling the puzzle, they're going to be looking like that the whole time. And that is, once we start assembly, they're going to be looking like that. So that's how we want to have them sort of paired off, kind of like that. So yeah, so once you have all 4 of the pieces that you have right here, you have pieces like these ones right there, and you have all of them spread out like that. The next part we want to get is we want to get our you want to get the core of the puzzle, and here's how it's going to look like when you put the core in. So with the core, the next part that we're going to do is we're going to have these pieces right here, and you want to grab these pieces right here, these 2 that I said before that connect to each other. Make sure that they're connected, and you want to have this one placed on the right here. Have it placed like that, and this is how it should look like when it's connected. And the next, you want to grab another one, so I'm just quick another one real quick. You want to place your index finger right here between all 3 of them, that way it stays in place while I grab the other one. So holding it like this, you want to insert it just like that, and right there you have the first 5. So here's how it looks like from the side. Here's how it should look like from the side, all the pieces like that. And oh shoot, they're about to slip. Oh no. For this tutorial, you're also going to need some tape. So what I recommend is that you take out 3 strips right now, aligned perfectly right there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to grab some tape, and we're going to tape all 5 of these things together, just because we do not want them to slip off when we put in the corner pieces that are going to go on right here right now. So yeah, let's stick these together. So a way that you can keep these together is to have your entire thumb kind of resting right there, and we're gonna just put it right about here. Alright, so you just want to have your first piece of tape right there. That's perfect. That's already keeping them in place. Now grab your second piece of tape. Doesn't have to be that much. And you want to put it over these ones right here that are struggling. So let's put it over them right there. There we go. Awesome. Now we have put the tape right there, and thankfully now we have, you want to open up these, fold these flaps up a little bit. Let me show you from the side. Here's how the edges look like right now with the tape right there, keeping them in place. So that was the first layer of tape. And now, second piece that we want to get is this edge right here, the one that I mentioned before. It's the one with the bigger flap, and we're going to insert it right in here. It's going to fit perfectly right in there, along with everybody else. And yeah, that's where it's going to fit. We're going to grab another one, and where's another one? Gonna grab another one, and we're just gonna insert it right in there, holding the 2 in place. So far we have doing a pretty good job. And we're not gonna fully squeeze down on this part just so you don't want to squeeze down on that bit just yet, just because we want to add in another one of these two edges. So let's grab another two. Grab another two just like this one and insert it into that side. This one is probably gonna be the most trickiest, but I think we can do it. We're careful. Okay, so one fell off. That's perfectly fine. Just we want to align it just a little bit. And this is where usually I would grab a little piece tool. Says, and carefully insert it in. Right about there. You want to insert it right about there. And then you want to grab that corner piece fell off, so you can expect them to fall off, and that's perfectly normal. Do not get frustrated if it does. Remember, improvisation is key when learning. So, let us keep going. Let's find that corner piece. As you guys can see, I'm not very organized, but you should be organized and keep all your pieces where you want them to be. Wanna accidentally make one of these fall. That's good. Alrighty then. Looks very snug and fit. Perfectly fine. Now we're gonna add the pieces that are going to go here, and then here and there. So we're going to start off with this side. We're going to put 1, 2, and then the last one right there. So it's going to be 3 other pieces that are going to go there, there, and there. So let's go ahead and show you guys what those pieces are going to be. Gently and quietly, you want to push down on the tape that we have previously not put tape in. You want to push it down against this part right here. That way it doesn't come out falling. Just want to keep that there. You know, make sure that they're nice and sticky in there. And I think I'm going to add a little bit more tape. Just one more tiny little piece of tape. So the next piece that you're going to want is a piece like this one. This is what it looks like right here. It has a small indent curve right there. Right about there is where the indent curve is right there, and that's what's going to allow itself to insert into the pieces perfectly, and it has a V shape similar to the ones that are on the side right here. It's like that one right in there. It's going to fit perfectly right there. So those are the pieces that you want to look for. Now you want to grab another one exactly like that one, but this time with the edge facing. You want to have one that goes in this direction if you're tilting it this way to upwards, and you want to go ahead and insert it right in there. Just like that. And then the last piece, we're actually going to do the exact same, find 2 edges that will fit right there. They're the exact same 2 edges like that one. They're gonna go right here and here. And once we do that, we're gonna go on to the last piece, which is this piece right here, which is gonna be another corner piece similar to this one, but it's a smaller one. So let's go ahead and finish up putting these 2 right here. So this edge is going upwards, so it's going to go down here, right in there. Making sure. So something bad has happened, and that is that the actual tape has started to. You want to carefully insert it in right in there. Perfect. Now we're just gonna get the last one, which is gonna go right up there. And you put it in nice and gently, not to disturb anything. You know, I really recommend you guys get a toothpick like this one, or a toothpick or something small, just to help with like aligning. You know, it really helps out, especially getting those nice and difficult, delicate parts right there. It really works out well for the puzzle. But now the next edge that we're gonna get is this piece. No, not that piece. The next corner piece you're gonna want to get is a corner piece like this one right here. It's similar to this one, however, this one is it has a much smaller corner indent and it has a much thicker space right here. And you want to carefully insert it right about here. Almost there. Right there. Perfect. Awesome. That is good. That is good. That is very good. It wanted to stay in, and I wanted it to stay in, and it did just that. So let's go ahead and look for another corner one. The final corner piece, we're going to put it in ever so gently. Ever so gently. Right in. Ever so gently, pushing it in, just like that. Alrighty then guys, we have completed 1/2 of this entire thing. Now let's grab some tape and reinforce all these pieces right here, like just like that. Just making sure that every piece has some tape sticking it together, unlike that one. They do not want to be with the rest of their pals, but we'll make them stay. We'll make them stay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to invert the cube like so, like this. We're going to start from scratch, from the beginning. These pieces are fine. They're not going to fall. Just give them a very light tap, making sure they'll all stick together. Now we're going to repeat exactly what we did in the last step. We're just going to repeat exactly the same. So go ahead and grab 2 edge pieces like this. Perfect. Awesome. Inserting it nice and gently into the cube right there. That's good. That's good. That's real good. Awesome. Let's get the next one. Insert it right there. Nice. Right there. Last piece. Perfect. Now let's add in these last 2 corners. You want to be very, very careful right here. Very careful. Don't want to disturb anything happening right now. Alright. This is good. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Excellent. There we go, guys. Wow. That middle 5x5 block in the 11x11 we just finished. Great, great, great. Let's get some tape. Let's get some of that tape in here, because I know we've been begging for it for a while. And now we're going to continue on extending the pieces even further than before. This time we're going to be using these pieces right here. Let's start off with the top. We're going to be attaching these 2 right here to the both sides, these 2 and these 2 right there. We're going to tape them right now, and we're going to do exactly the same thing we did. We're going to invert it, and we're going to make it half and half. And then after that, I'm going to show you guys what each layer is going to look like on this front right here, and then on this front right here. So first, let's take a look how it's going to look like for this layer right here. That's going to go right above this one right here. This one right here. So this is the assortment we have right here. We have the middle edge right there, and if we just pull that out for 1 second, that way I can really distinguish the pieces with you guys. This is basically what the pieces are going to be. It's going to be this piece right here that has a very large outreach, and after that it's going to be one with a little V, similar to what we've seen before, and they're going to go together. These 2 are going to go together on the left and right, and then it's going to be this one right here. So here's a closer look at the most outer one. You can see, to distinguish it from all the other ones, it's going to have this little indentation right there, and that's going to allow you to put in the edge a lot more easier with so many pieces that we're putting in. But first, let's put 2 more edges right there and tape them together so we can start this process. Here we have right here these edges. Here we have right here these edges, and they're going to go right here on this aisle right here. So let's put them in right now. Cool. Now you want to go ahead and find some other 2 on the other side. I think I might have to tape you guys right there, just so they don't fall. We're going to put it on the other side right here. Find 2 more, put them over here. Now that we have finished that, we're going to work on putting in these 2 right here, these 2 right there, after which we're going to tape that part. Then we're going to work on the top, finish that, and then we'll rotate it and finish that half, and we'll be done with the entire white face. Alright then guys, so the next pieces that we're going to try and look for are pieces like this one. Here is one of them. This is the outer edge one, and it looks like this, and you can distinguish it because this one has it doesn't have anything on the outside, it has no exterior edges. It just looks like a plain white square, and that's what you want to be looking for. The next piece looks similar to that one, except this time it has a very small V indent right there, and this one has a larger one, and together you want to put them together and they create two similar bars. And these two, we're going to go ahead and put them on this piece right here. Bringing back the work that we have already done so far, we are going to be placing it in this area right about here. This is where we really want to generally have it. So let's go ahead and insert them very carefully and very gently. You want to place these in there. You don't need to rush it at all. Cool. And now we have finished the first three sections of what we need right here. These are the first three sections that are good for improvising and seeing what we need to and what we don't need to fix, which is a really good thing. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put the rest of them on this side too, and we'll focus on the top two right here, and we'll go on the corners, and we'll finish one half, then we'll rotate it and finish this half, and then we'll be done with the first inner parts where we can connect our edges. So let's get right into that. Just very gently push it in right there. This one will go in right there. Good. That is good. And just like that, we have completed that part. Now, I think it's going to be a little bit easier now because now we're going to be able to distinguish which parts go where. You want to go ahead and put an extra piece of tape right about there. I just want to keep this guy in there so I can keep everything in line and everything can be in check. So we're going to go back over to our normal pieces. These ones, which are going to go right in here. Very snug, very easily. Just want to focus on those ones for right now. Going through all of your pieces to find the right one. I'm not that organized. I'm sorry for the unorganization, people. Cool, here we go, guys. Right in there. Nice. Alright then guys, we just added the first layer and now we're about to match it up and putting the next layer right on top of there. Here we go. Now, let's go ahead and figure out what pieces are going to go right here, right there, and right here, and right there. Basically making this corner and this corner together. We're about to figure it out. And I'm about to show you guys what pieces are going to go there, what pieces are going to go here. Alright guys, so we are not going to put in these corners in. What we are going to do is just put in these random corners right here, these ones and these ones. So let me go ahead and show you what piece that's going to be. This is what that piece is going to look like. It's going to look just like this piece right here. It has a small indent right here, has very similar to the past corner pieces we've used, this one and that one. We're only going to focus on this one right here that has this outside curve like that. And what you're going to do is you're just going to insert it right in there where this piece is. You're just going to insert it right in there. Put some tape right there on both of them. And that's... Put some tape on both. Put tape on both sides and we'll be done with that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to rotate to the other side, where we're going to do exactly what we did here. Then we'll be done with that. Then we're going to put in the next corners. And how we're going to put those last corners is we're actually going to put this whole thing upside down. Now, that's not actually going to be as hard as you might think it's going to be. It's actually going to be really easy. It's going to make it much easier for us to put those last pieces in. So Next thing that we're going to do is we're just going to do the exact same thing that we did before, exact same process as before. We're just going to do it again right here. Remember, looking for these pieces first that have this indent right here. Remember, looking for pieces that have these indents and putting it on the first row, and then putting the ones that don't have an indent on the second row. Exactly what we did before. Are you playing Sonic Rivals? Are you playing Sonic Rivals?
No.
Just to make sure that it wasn't clear, this is the piece that's going to go into this corner right about here. After you put in those other edges, now this one is a little bit difficult to put in because it does go right into the middle. So you're going to want to play around with it a little bit and get that angle in there, because sometimes it just has to be that right place to really get it in. I think I got it. Okay. Alrighty then. These 4 areas right here that we want to fix. So what we're going to do now is we're going to actually flip it over and place it down onto the ground, where I'm going to show you guys a different angle and how to put in the rest of these corners. Okay then guys, so here we are. We can see that the edge is right there. Now the first one that we want to put in is this piece right here, this edge. Right, so the first edge that we're going to put is this one right here. Now you want to look at how the pieces are right now. You can see that this one is actually going to go in right in there because it is at the same angle as this one. This one's facing in this direction like this, and you can see that the pieces are kind of going in this motion. That the pieces go in this motion like this, therefore the corner that you see that goes in that direction too is the one that you're going to insert. So you want to insert it just like this, just like that. Just nudge it in there. Now it can be a little bit difficult because there is that plate right there on top. There is this plate right here that's blocking everything on this motion right here, but you just want to squeeze it right in there. Right there. So let's go ahead and do it with the same one. Another one that has a little indent on it. Not these corners, because these are the final corners. Corners that have a look like that at the bottom are not the right ones, because those ones are the final ones. So let us keep continuing on here. Alright, I found one, thank God. Awesome. That one went in perfectly right there. And so now the final piece that we're going to put in right in there is this corner piece right here. Just want to put it right in there. This one is, just want to be very careful and really put them under this inner down layer right here. You want to put them all in there because that's where they're going to be nice and snugly fit. There we go. That one is perfectly inside where it needs to be. Let's go on over and switch over to this side, where I can show you how the piece is going to go in. Again, another one of these pieces goes in like that. Perfect. Just like that. We have another one, if we can find another one. This one should go in just like that. Then find one of those corners. These ones are the last ones. Corners, edges that have corners like this one are the ones that are going to be put in last. And again, you want to make sure that they go right under this one right here, because this is what's going to keep everything in place, everything at the end. So you really want to make sure it goes right under here, that inner part of the edge, that corner piece. The inner part of the corner should go under this part right here. That way you make sure that everything is staying connected and snugly fit. So alrighty then, guys, and once you're done with that, you can see that we have successfully put in every single white inner piece. And now what we can finally do is we can put in the edges. Mine are magnetized, but if yours aren't magnetized and they're just going randomly, don't worry, I'm going to show you how to do it without it being magnetized. But if it is magnetized, just go ahead and insert it right in there with the correct edge orientation. But you know, some people don't have the luxury of it being magnetized, so I'm going to show you how to do it if it wasn't magnetized. So here we go. The next piece that we're going to get is we're going to be getting these pieces right here. You want to get all 4 of them. There's 4 in total with the white that are associated with white. You want to go ahead and grab them. We'll start off with the white and the red. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to align it like this. We're going to have it with this piece right here at the bottom being aligned perfectly right there against this red right here. Now, it is a little bit tricky, but you want to actually make the blue core go up a little bit against it, like that. You want to have the white side going right here inside of this dent right here, this plastic piece. You want to have it there, and on the other side, it kind of goes up against that area right there, right here where this piece is. So once you have it up against that, you want to grab all of your corners, all of your edge pieces that are attached to the all of the edge pieces that are attached to the corners, and what you're going to do is you're just going to put them one by one against each other. The first piece that connects to it is going to be, the first piece that's going to connect to it is this piece, which is the smallest one, has the smallest V shape, and you're just going to attach it against it right here, like that, right in there. Then you're going to get the next one next to it, has a smaller, sort of larger V shape right there. You guys can see it has a little bit more of an outline V shape. You want to connect it right there. Next one is this one right here. It's a very long piece and has a very large indent like that. You want to attach it just right there, right in there like that. Last piece is this one. You want to have, it looks like, you guys can see it has a, kind of has like a whale tail. That's why I like to call it the whale tail. And it looks really nice. It has a whale tail like that, and you want to just attach it right in there. That is half of the pieces right there. So the next part is you want to get another yellow piece, attach it right in there, just like that. Keeping all of the pieces just as their normal shape, like that. And then last piece goes in like that. And right there we see we have the first edge done right there. So next let's go to the green one. Now same thing as we did before, we want to grab the this edge piece kind of thingy right here. You want to grab this piece right here and put it right up in there, just like this. It will make it a lot more simpler in the end. You want to be careful not to mess anything up. Hey guys, it's me again, and I'm sorry that I have to keep coming back and telling you guys what to do, but essentially what you guys want to do in this situation is you don't want to put in all of the edge pieces yet. All you want to do is put in the center edge pieces, but don't put any of the pieces first. You want to put 2 of them first, and then make one corner with them and put one corner piece in there, because that corner piece is actually what's going to allow you to keep all of the edges in. I tried doing it without the corner pieces in, and it ended up with me having to restart over and over again. Eventually I was able to do it. So essentially what you guys want to do is you guys just want to keep 2 center edges connected to each other. Then put in those little tiny edge pieces with the V shapes and the whale tails and all that, making one solid corner on one corner. There's 4 corners, so make one corner. Put in a corner piece into it, the corresponding corner piece, put it inside there. Make sure it is inside the 2 innermost ring ridges. You guys will know what I mean when you're doing it yourselves, but that is the basic premise that what you guys are trying to do. And again, I am deeply sorry that I wasn't able to explain this. I was just in the zone. I was really frustrated that I kept having to restart, that I kind of forgot I was recording, so that was bad on my part. Hopefully this is not too confusing. Leave down any questions below and I'll definitely help you guys out. Once again, I'm super sorry that this happened, but you just want to make one solid corner and then keep going on from there, making all corners. Once you're at the last corner, it's basically the same process. You just want to nudge those whale tails at those very far end whale tails at the end. You want to nudge them in really hard. Make sure not to break any pieces. Then add in the corner piece and then you'll be done from there. But yeah, that's what you guys want to do, and let's move on from when we continue and solve for the entire side. You guys can see kind of an example of this in the very small moments where I leave my hand open. So yeah, I'm very sorry about this, you guys. The corners and all of the edges in, you guys can see we have everything here. We have the all sides. The first face is done finally. Don't worry about the tape, we'll actually be removing that after we're done with the entire puzzle. But now what we're going to do is we're going to put in those small inner pieces that we put in before. We're going to put them right here to kind of put in the basis of what we're going to put next. Alright then, so the next part of assembling the 11x11 is to make sort of the all the way up to here. You want to make this piece right here. You want to put all of these pieces that go between the edges, you want to put them between in these pieces right here. You want to line it up like this, and you want to put in the last spot right there. And what that actually does is that it sets a foundation, because these pieces are actually make it really tight to put in. Because if you guys can see sort of in the back right there, when we made our cross, we in this part right here, all of the edges, like in this part right here, really tighten up the blocks here and here. And what this is going to do is it's just going to make it a really tight fit, and it's really not going to move. It's a rigid cube now, and it really makes it that cubic shape, and it will allow us to put more pieces in here and here when we actually start building more. So like we did in the beginning, by putting these edges in there, they were very difficult to put in, but it's alright. If you had trouble with doing that in the beginning, just keep trying and keep trying to put them in, placing them between each other. What I recommend that you guys do to start off, you want to put in this edge first, then you want to put in the pieces here and here and put the corners in to tighten that fit. Then you want to go to the next one, put that edge in there, put these corners in, put these last pieces in, put these pieces in the corner, put this edge in, pieces, corner, put these edges in, pieces, corner, and that will actually help you make this first block, because it was actually really difficult for me to do it. It took me like 10 minutes just to be able to do it, and that's without filming it. So I'm sorry about not filming it. I was just really confused myself as to how to do it, but that's the best way to do it, just because it really makes it tight. Or another thing that you can do is you can loosen the puzzle, but I like the tensions that I originally had, and I don't plan on taking them off, so that's what I decided to do for this part right here. So you want to put it in the edges like this, like that, and I will put them on every single one, and I will show you guys exactly how the process goes. So like with this one, for example, we want to put in the red and the blue. So let's get our red and blue edge right here. So you guys can see I have the red and blue edge right here. So what you want to do first is you want to line up the pieces just like this from down here, and keep going up from there. So let's keep going up. You want to keep going up like that, putting in the pieces like that. And this makes it easier because mine is magnetic, but if yours isn't magnetic, just keep it in place right there. It should be fine just staying up like that. So here's the part that's going to be right here. There's 3 ridges right here on this piece right here. You guys can see there's 3 ridges right there. And so the 3 ridges, the first ridge, the most top ridge right here, this ridge, this ridge right here is going to go down to this ridge. The second one is go down there, and the third one actually goes inside here. And so the way we're gonna do that is we're first gonna line it up perfectly so that the first widened edge piece is like that. Just the first two are aligned, but the third one is actually gonna have to slide in from in there. You're gonna have to slide it in like that. So we're just gonna have to slide it in. Be careful, be wary about those tips right there. What I like to do is you like to extend this one. I like to extend this one outward because it can fit pretty easily right here in the blue. So what you should do here is you should extend this one out so that this one can slide in easily. Just like that. There we go. And so just put in these pieces at the bottom. Perfect. So same thing as we did before. You want to put in this piece. You want to line up by first putting in the right pieces right here. So the first one that goes at the bottom is the whale, followed by the tail right here. Then the one with the wide stance, followed by the tiny one with the most inner vertical V right there. And that's the one we want to put right in there. Now we're gonna put in this one. This is, again, the most challenging part is putting in these edges because they are pretty difficult to put in. I will not lie to you, they are difficult. But now what we're gonna do is we are going to just line it up right there against these three and just really press it into that third one right there, stretching it out just a little bit farther than it has to go. All right, nice. So we got it lined up right there. That's perfect. That's all we needed. Put these guys at the bottom. All right then. Nice. All we have left is this last one. This might be the hardest one, or it might be the easiest one. I'm not sure. Right here. So before we do that, you want to go ahead and make sure that these ones are in. So you want to start off with this piece first, then this piece, finally this piece, just like that, making those three ridges. Now let's put in this final piece right about here. Ow, that hurt. Ow, I'm sorry about that, guys. Ow, that hurt me so bad. Ah. Be careful when doing this, guys. It can actually hurt sometimes. I did it. Ah, thank God. Excellent, 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 excellent. Whew, that one took me quite a while, and that was scary. I'll tell you that much. Alrighty then, guys. Excellent. Okay, so we have about halfway of the cube done now. We got half of the cubes done. Now what we're going to do is we're going to focus in on putting the pieces in right in here. So let's go ahead and start off with the right side and putting all the pieces halfway up to there. So let's get started with that. What I recommend that you guys do before you continue on is that you guys put tape right here. If you guys do not have a magnetic 11 by 11, you go ahead and put the tape right here on all four edges. I'm pretty comfortable with how they are right now. I'm not really worried, so I'm just gonna leave it like that without tape. And we are going to continue on and start off by putting all of the pieces that go right here in the middle. And then we're going to continue. We're going to actually start out by building a base for all of them. And then we're just going to keep inserting pieces from the top just because we don't want none of them falling down. So let us get started by putting in the first pieces that are going to go right here at the bottom. Alright guys, so what we said before, you guys remember the pieces that we originally had before? These pieces right here that we originally had. So what we're going to end up doing is we're going to end up putting these four pieces right here that we've had before, like this, in this order. We're going to line them up vertically, and we're going to put them in this line right here. down vertical. So let's go ahead and start off with the biggest edge, which is this piece right here, and we're just going to place it right down there into the two edges. Careful not to mess anything up. Just put it right there, perfectly right there, sitting right there. All right, let's get and put the next piece, which is going to be this one. This is the one that goes in front of it. So you want to be very careful here. Very, very delicate. Alrighty then, there we go. We just did that. Man, that was a little bit more trickier than I thought it was going to be. Alright, so the next one that we're going to put in is we're going to put in this edge right here, which is going to go pretty easily into the dent. If we can just get it in correctly. Just like that. And the last one that we're going to put in is this vertical V. Let's go ahead and put it in right in there. I will say that this will be probably the most difficult one to put in, just because I know how much it tries to move a lot, and I do not have the most steady fingers. There we go. Alrighty then, guys, there it is. Oh man, for the second time, there we go. So now what we're gonna do right here is we're gonna grab these corner pieces right here, the original, the very last corner piece that you guys use. It looks like this. It looks like these ones right here. This is how it looks. This is the one that we're gonna be using, corners like that one. We're gonna place that right here on the edge, because that's where it went last time. That's where we're going to put it right now. Right there. Get another one and put another one just like that one right there on the corner. You guys can see we're kind of going in reverse order, but we're slowly but surely going to be aligning these pieces up like this. There we go. So you just want to keep putting in the pieces that we originally had before. Let's see. And what we're going to try to put in now is we're going to try to put in this piece. And this one is not the one that we're looking for. We're looking for another one. We're looking for one of these guys, because these ones actually go in all the way in this edge right here. There we go. Right in there. Yeah, there we go. Just like that. So if you guys are wondering what I'm doing, we're basically putting in the same pieces that we put in before. So if we're going back to the first the white side that we originally did in the beginning right here, we basically are just putting in the pieces, but we're doing it in reverse order of what we originally did. So we're starting off with this row and then going forward all the way to the middle, which I think is the more practical choice, but you know, some people may or may not disagree with that. But you know, it's the way that they interpret it, so that's the way we're gonna roll with it. So yeah. Hey guys, it's me again, and just wanted to give a quick insight as to what's going on right now. Basically, just like I did before, unfortunately, I did not explain what I was doing. I'm so sorry, guys. I really am. But basically what we're doing is we're doing the exact same thing that we did for the wide side. So if you guys remember, in the wide side, we started off by doing when we finished the middle, we started putting all those pieces together in, and we're basically doing the same thing now. We're just going from the bottom all the way to the top. And so what I can recommend you guys doing is that once you have finished the first 3 layers on top, the last layer, the one that's at the center, where the center sticker is, I recommend that you guys flip it back up and put the pieces downward, which is basically what you're going to be seeing me. This is basically just a time lapse of me doing all the sides, because I did not explain, and it's it's the same thing as doing the wide side. If you guys are confused, go back to that part. There are timestamps in the beginning of the video, but go back to that part and try to see what you can do. But other than that, leave a comment down below and I'll definitely help you guys out. So I might have to make a follow-up video with this if things keep going this way. But anyway, guys, sorry again. This has just been me explaining what's going on. Basically, do the exact same thing that you've done with the white side again and again 4 times with the red, blue, green, yellow side, and then we'll continue when we're halfway through. If you guys remember in the first part of the disassembly, we actually took off these pieces. We took off the first core and then we took off the second. We took off the top layer to disassemble and we didn't reattach until now. So now is the time that we're going to reattach, and we're actually going to put this one pretty loose just to allow pieces to move well with one another. But here are the 3 different pieces that you want to be wary of. This is the largest piece and it's going to be the one that attaches to the outside, the little cap right there. It attaches to this little cap right in there. The second biggest one is the one that's going to go right behind it, which is this one right here that has a little hole, and it's actually different from this one because this one has a much thicker output than the other one. So what you want to do is you want to attach that piece right there, and then the third one you want to attach with the long side facing this way, just like that. Now it can be a little bit slippery, and really in this situation there's not much you can do. All you can do is just try to align it. Alright then. Perfect. Now let's just put in the screw. You want to be very careful here. You want to make sure that, let me get my trusty tool right here. You want to make sure that it just goes in perfectly inside. Once you have completed that, where is this small cap? I just don't want to lose you. I'll put you right in there. You want to make sure that you don't lose that cap, by the way. I'm gonna put that at the end. Everything else is that. You want to grab all of these that are yellow now, and we're gonna attach them one by one to the correct place so that we can start putting the next parts of the edges right up there and finish up the other halves of the next 4 sides, finishing off with the last layer. We're just going to put pieces on top at that point, and it should be pretty simple by then. So go ahead and do that real quick, and let us start off by putting this blue edge into here. Alright then guys, so you guys can see I've already done this piece right here. It's basically the same as the other pieces. Where let me grab another. I'll grab the blue and the red one. I'll grab the blue and the red edge piece, and I will do it on this side right here. So you want to be very careful and you want to be very patient with this, because I will admit that it will be a little bit tricky just to get your foot in the door of this process, because it does like to be a bit shaky sometimes. But you just put in the edge pieces like that, you know they'll be fine by themselves. So yeah, there it is. You want to go ahead and put the pieces that go where these cubes go. I know that sounds a little weird to say, but you do want to put them in there just because they are gonna make it a lot more easier to slide in than most pieces are going to be. And you can see I'm already struggling just a little bit to put these in. And if yours will not be magnetic, but if it is, then you can just slide them in. But if it's not magnetic, that is, again, no problem whatsoever. That is totally okay. All you need to do is just tape the pieces down together, and you should be alright with what you're doing. Excellent. That came out a lot more easier than I thought it was going to be. So then now you want to do is you want to put in the corner that goes there. So let's go ahead and put the corner that is going to go right about there. Let me properly light this area. Where's the corners? Where are the corners? Over there. Very, you might want to open it up a little bit just because this one, it has just such a big gap. I think we're going to have to pull this one out. Damn it. So, you know, as I said before, it's a better idea to put the corner in one at a time. So once you finish with one side, you want to go ahead and go over to the next side, just so that this process doesn't become very tedious for people. So yeah. Alrighty then. Now, let's get you to your mother, shall we? Excellent. So right about there, you want to have it there, and you want to tape this together. If it's not magnetic, go ahead and tape it right there, and you should be fine with what you're doing. So next is we're going to put in that red piece, because now I have to do it all over again. Isn't that fun? It's fun doing these processes again, isn't it? Alrighty then. Alright, we did that. That was good. That was some good manipulation done by yours truly. Very good, very good, very good. That is exactly how we want it. We are going to put in the green one now. If I can find out where that edge piece is. Here it is right here. So you want to go ahead and put in these extra pieces right there just so we can put in the corner that we were supposed to put last time. Once again, I keep forgetting to do this. This is my fault, my own fault. It really does lessen the complications much later on. But yeah, just want to get that inside first. Wow. Keep forgetting how hard this piece is to go inside. There we go. Perfect. Alright. There we go, guys. Oh man. Now we're gonna put in this piece right here. First, what we want to do is we actually want to put in the ones that go to the corner. You want to put in the ones that go right here first. That way they can connect pretty easily. Keeping it nice and balanced like that. Like some nice balance up in the hood, up in the system. Alright then, guys, once again, I'll put that in later. Right, let's go ahead and put this guy in here. There we go. Now let's add in these pieces. Very quickly adding in these pieces. It does get really complicated sometimes. And definitely the one thing that I can say that I have learned a lot from when tackling this project this big is patience. Patience, guys, is the biggest key in this situation. It really is. It really is the biggest key right here. It really does make a difference. You really got to be patient with what you're doing right now. Let's do this. Oh, thank God. Perfect. Perfectly went in. That is great. Good news. Always good to hear that things went off very smoothly as they did just now. So first you want to add in the blue edges first. The rest of the blue edges, remember, tape them together. If it is non-magnetic like mine, just tape them in. That'll be all right. We will reattach later. So let's go ahead and put these green ones in. Perfection. Now what we can do is we can add in the last two corners. You want to add in the last two corners first because it'll make it much easier in the end when you don't want to be putting in these corners at the end, because yeah, it does get difficult. And you see that I have made a mistake. You see, we are not supposed to put in this edge yet. We're supposed to put in these corners in first, so let's put in the corners first. The best way that I found for this thing to actually go in pretty easily is to actually so the best way to put these corners in pretty easily is to actually put this the best way to actually do this pretty well is to actually get this notch right here, you guys can see, and just drive it up there, tilting up this top layer a little bit just to allow for some leeway and space for this piece to go in. The last piece is always the hardest, I always say. I can just shove that right in there. There we go. All right. Don't die on me. I cannot have you die on me like that. Alright, there we go. It does get difficult sometimes, people. I'm telling you, it really does. Right, so you want to start off by putting... So what I recommend first is starting out by putting these two edges in first and then going in with the last two, just because I've just realized that the last two edges are pretty difficult to put in by themselves. Exceedingly difficult. There. Oh man, that took forever. All right. Alrighty then, guys, there it is. We have successfully put in this top layer. Go ahead and make sure that all of these pieces aren't sticking out and flying out like that. Make sure to tape everything together down. And now what we're going to do is we can actually flip this to the side, and we can work on putting the edges that go right in there. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Now fortunately mine are magnetic, but if yours aren't, once again, what you can do is you can tape them together. Make sure they don't fly out, and you can just tape it one by one until they all go in. That is what I like to do, and it seems to be the best method that works currently right now. We gotta push you in, don't we? There we go. Alrighty then. First series of edges is done. Perfectly done well, thank God. Now we can just readjust a little bit up here, and we can go on to the next one, which is going to be this one right here. So let's get out our pieces right here. Yeah, it's not going to let me do it all at once, so we're just going to do it one by one. Now these ones right here, these long pieces are the tailgaters, the whale tails. They are the hardest ones to put in. So you just want to make sure that things don't go popping out. Be very gentle. Find some space to actually push through on the inside. And we should be good. We should be good. Right in there. There we go. So you can see we have finished almost 2 of them. We finished 2 of them so far. This is great. This is just fantastic. Look at this, guys. We're almost done right here. Almost done with the reassembly. We've put in these 2 right here. Now we're going to put in this one right here. Let's go ahead and find them right here. Oh, shoot. Let's go ahead and find them right here. Actually, you guys can see, if you have some leftover tape like there, you can't really see, can you? I don't know how to show this, but there is some tape right there on the inside, and I'm gonna have to take that out. So if you have to take out some tape, do not hesitate to take out that tape, because we cannot be having tape right here. Cool. Let's put in the next pieces in, shall we? With my piece of tape failing out like that. God damn it. Alrighty then. Alrighty then, so this cube has a little bit more weight than it used to before, but we do have it magnetized now. Whoopity scoopity whoop doo doo. This area, all these 4 areas that we have left unmarked, we're actually gonna fill them up now, and then we'll be done with them. Then we'll be done with assembly. So let's get started with the green side first. Right then, guys. So the next step in putting together. Right then, guys. So the next step in putting this piece together is that we just want to very carefully, you know, go through all of these nitpicks, all of these pieces right here. You know, keep them all taped well together. We're on the last grind right here, and this is where pieces usually tend to squeeze a little bit together. You know, not particularly a good thing, but you know that's what happens sometimes when you're magnetizing, I guess. But yeah, you guys already know what pieces go where. These pieces go together. You get the gist, how they go in. It's pretty simple, basic stuff. We've already learned about this. Excellent. So you have that piece right there. Next we're gonna grab is the corner pieces. These flaps like this right here, flaps like these ones, and we're just gonna put them in right down there, just like that. Perfection. This is not a corner piece. Grab the other one. Put it together like that. And we're just gonna keep going on from there. I guess what we can do is we can put in the corners that go right there, just to get them out of the way. Now you want to put them in first just because this does get a little bit. So we're just going to continue what we're doing. They are going to be loose at first, and that's perfectly normal. You want to keep them loose. Just these are the, even though they're going to be loose, these are the ones that you want to put in at first just because they're going to make everything so much better. You don't want to put these last. These are the pieces that you want to keep a priority of putting in first. These corners and these ones are the main priority. Everything else kind of falls in the same pattern. You just want to make sure that these ones go in first because they will be more difficult and more, I would say, time consuming. I would say like more tedious and more tricky to put in if you decide to put them in last, just because they have those big flaps that really hide in other pieces together. So yeah, let's continue with what we're doing. Alrighty then guys, man, it has been a long night. We are on the last and final edge right here. Same thing as we've been doing before. Start off by putting these two edge pieces right there, putting it in there, followed by these two pieces together, putting it in there, making the four corners, adding in these long pieces first, and then worrying about everything else because we want to keep that together. Remember to use tape when putting them here just to keep them aligned and they don't flap around. It's going to make the process more difficult, and this one is actually going to be the hardest one because there's less leeway for the pieces to move around. So you want to be very careful and very cautious, but once you're done with this, the last step will be probably the easiest one, and that is just filling out the pieces on the last layer. So that should be pretty good to go. And yeah guys, let's finish this thing off. But yeah, I'll do some overhead explaining if you guys need more explaining, but it's a pretty simple process. It's just putting all the pieces in, making sure they fit, being very patient and being very delicate with how the pieces are moving around. Alright then guys, so we have just finished doing all the holes, and all that's left is to do the top layer right here. So what we're going to do for that is we're just going to start off by putting the four edges like that, going in this direction like this. Then we're just going to put all the pieces like that, and we should be done. And we will finish out the assembly process right there. It's pretty straightforward. All you have to do is just put in the four pieces that go in an edge like that, and you guys already know that piece because we've seen it so many times, but I'll put a clip of how it looked like with the white piece right in here so you can see what it looks like. So that is what it is, and we just put the pieces in, and I'll come back to you guys when we go into the last pieces. So yeah, this should be it about the assembly process.